Hello students, we will be discussing today the tools or techniques of inventory management. What is inventory? Inventory is a stock of goods. It may be in the form of raw material, work in progress, consumables, finished goods or spares. Now what is the purpose of holding the inventory? There are three motives for which we hold inventory. First one is the transaction motive. For the smooth execution of sales orders, we hold inventory for transaction motive. Second is the precautionary motive, which necessitate the holding of inventories for meeting the unpredictable changes in demand and supply of material. Third one is the speculative motive, which induces to keep the inventories for taking the advantage of price fluctuations and saving in the reordering costs. Now there are various techniques of inventory management which we will be discussing one by one. The first one is the determination of stock levels. We can calculate various stock levels to maintain our inventory. The first one is the minimum level. It is a minimum amount of level of stock which is to be maintained in the organization at all times. It is equal to reordering level minus normal consumption into normal reorder period. Second one is the reordering level. It is equal to maximum consumption into maximum reorder period. Third one is the maximum level. It is equal to reordering level plus reordering quantity, which is to be ordered every time, minus minimum consumption into minimum reorder period. Next one is the danger level, which is also known as the khatra level. It is equal to average consumption into maximum reorder period for emergency purchases. And last one is the average stock level, which is equal to minimum stock level plus half of reorder quantity, or minimum stock level plus maximum stock level divided by 2. Now what is the reordering period and reordering level? Reordering level is the level at which we will place the new order, and reorder period is a time period, it is a lead time for which we will get the new purchases from the supplier. It is a time which the supplier takes to give the fresh delivery of material. Next technique is the determination of safety stocks. Perfect forecast of inventory is not easy because the demand for inventory fluctuates and the delivery from the supplier may get delayed. So safety stock is the buffer stock, but it's not easy to determine this level of stock because two types of costs are involved in maintaining the safety stocks. One is the opportunity cost of stock outs and second one is the carrying costs. Next technique is the economic order quantity, which is basically known as EOQ. It is that quantity of material which can be purchased at minimum cost, and here the inventory carrying costs are equal to the inventory ordering costs. It is calculated as follows: 2CO upon I whole under root. C is the annual consumption in rupees, O is the cost of placing an order, I is the inventory carrying cost of 1 unit. And this is the most common method of calculation of the reorder quantity, that what amount of quantity is to be purchased at all levels, at all times. Next technique is the A, B, C analysis. Under this technique, the materials are divided into three categories: A category, B category and C category. A category includes all those items which are almost 10% of the total items and they contribute to 70% of the value of consumption. B category includes items which are almost 20% of the total items and contribute to 20% of the value of consumption. C category includes the cheap value items which are almost 70% of the total items and they only contribute to the 10% of value of consumption. In this way, we categorize our inventory into three categories A, B, C on the basis of their consumption and the basis of their value of consumption. Next technique is the VED analysis, and this analysis technique is used for managing the inventory of spare parts. V means vital, E means essential, and D means desirable. Now, vital items are the very important items which are required for smooth running of the business, and their shortage can cause havoc. Second are the essential items. These are the necessary spares, and their stocks may also be kept at low figures. Third type of items are the D category items, desirable items, where spares which have less lead time and they can be received on a short notice from the supplier, and their stocking may be avoided. So we categorize the spare parts into three parts: vital, essential, desirable, VED with analysis. Next, we can calculate the inventory turnover ratios. Inventory turnover ratio is equal to cost of goods sold or net sales upon average inventory at cost. Average inventory is opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. Second is the inventory conversion period, that is total number of days in a year divided by inventory turnover ratio, which we have calculated above. Next technique is the aging schedule of inventories. This technique is used to identify that what are the slow moving inventories and which are the fast moving inventories. So classification of inventories is done according to the period or according to the age of their holding. And this technique is very much helpful in the effective control and management of inventories. In this technique we calculate the age. हम इन्वेंट्रीज की उम्र कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं कि कितनी देर से वो इन्वेंट्री हमारे पास है. Next technique is the classification and coding of inventories. Classification of inventories is basically done on the basis of their use or on the basis of their nature. For example, we can classify them on the basis of construction material, one classification, consumable stocks, second classification, spares, third classification, lubricants, etc. Next classification. And then these classifications are given code numbers either alphabetically or numerically. The classes of materials is assigned 2 digits, and then to further classify them, we categorize them by giving 3-digit coding. For example, these type of codings and classifications are done in libraries, while the classification and coding of books is done. So we can classify the material according to that type of coding also. Next is the perpetual inventory system. It is a system of records which is maintained by the controlling department, and the stock taking under this may be done annually or continuously. The position of stock in store ledgers and bin cards is maintained up to date, and random selection of stores is done for physical verification by the storekeeper or the stock checker, and the surprise checking of stores is done for checking the ledgers of stores. Last technique is the just-in-time inventory control system. To reduce the wastage and enhance productivity, this system was introduced by Toyota in Japan in 1950s. And this system suggests to hold minimum inventory so as to minimize the associated costs. This system suggests that order inventory as and when required, and purchase the materials in such a way that the delivery of purchased material is assured just before their use or their demand. And this focuses on manufacturing the right product at right time, and this also focuses on zero breakdowns and continuous flow of production. So friends, students, we have discussed all the techniques of inventory management in detail. If you have any queries or any suggestions, you can comment in the comment box. Thanks.